And the number of new cars sold in Europe, they have declined for 10th month in a row as supply chain issues continue to take a heavy toll on car manufacturing there. The number of new vehicles registered in European Union, Britain and European Free Trade Association FTA in April was down 20% year-on-year at 830,000 cars. Data from Regions Car Maker Association showed. So for more on this, we are joined by our correspondent. She's Rosie Burchard. Well, good morning to you. But first of all, what is the reason for the continuous fall in sales?
The number of new cars sold in Europe has declined for the 10th month in a row. The number of new vehicles registered within the European region, which for this purpose is classed as the European Union, Britain and the European Free Trade Area, was down 20% in April year on year to around 830,000 new vehicles registered. Now, all the major markets in Europe, so that's France, Italy, Spain and Germany, all contributed to this decline. And really the key reason being cited here is supply chain issues. First of all, we've seen over the past year or so serious issues with regards to semiconductor shortages. Some production sites in Germany were even shut down in the past year for temporary periods, at least due to those global shortages of semiconductors, which are of course key for manufacturing of vehicles. And beyond that, of course, there's also Russia's war in Ukraine contributing to this, because some of the key parts used in European car manufacturing come from Ukraine. So on top of those existing global supply chain issues with those semiconductor shortages, we're seeing added into this the war in Ukraine, adding even more complexity to an already difficult issue.
And Rosie, any possible resolution in sight as far as this sales fall is concerned?
In terms of solutions, Brussels, the European Commission, is thinking on this track. It's come up with something that it calls its EU Chips Act. It's essentially legislation and a big plan to try and radically increase production of semiconductors on the European continent. It's a plan that was unveiled in the last couple of months by the European industry chief Thierry Breton. The idea is to perhaps loosen some state aid rules to allow countries to add more funding to this industry and to try and set up new production sites here on the European continent. But of course, that is something which will not happen overnight. It's very much a long-term policy with long-term goals. So perhaps when we have these new figures for next month, that's not something which we're going to have already seen taking effect. So still the outlook not looking particularly sunny moving forward for this industry.
WION now available in your country. Download the app and get all the news on the move.